Boosted board maintenance after 3,000 miles. What up YouTube? It's your boy Jermaine back with another video, and in this video I want to replace pretty much all the wheels, the bearings, the hardware, skid plates, the belts. Yeah, let's just replace everything, and I will walk you guys through the whole process, and yeah, let's just get this party started. Now, as of the making of this video, this boosted board here has 3,276.9 miles on it, and I haven't replaced anything on the board excluding belts, quite a few belts. The skid plates, I've only flipped them once, and everything else is stock on the board. So let's switch some things out and let's see how different this board rides with new gear. Here I got everything I need to do the whole process. Got the wheels, new grip tape, screwdriver, wrench, skate tool, new belts, new bushings, new hardware here, new bearings kit, new skid plate kit, and I need one other tool, but actually in the skid plate kit it comes with this, I think this is a 3mm hex wrench. I'm definitely going to need this to get to certain parts of the board. So I got all the gear here, all the accessories here. If you guys are looking for any of these items, or if you're just curious how much they cost, I'll definitely leave links in the description below. But for now, I don't even know where to start because we got a lot to do. We got grip tape, we got wheels, we got skid plates, we got a lot. So let's just start with the wheels. Let's just do that. First off, let's start with the front wheels, since the front wheels are a little bit easier, and once we move over to the back wheels, we'll move over to all the stuff we'll have to do for the rear of the board. Now, for the most part, these are very, very simple. You just undo the wheels, take the wheels off, then we'll have to remove the bearings from the wheels, and we'll replace the wheels with new wheels and new bearings. We will replace the board with new wheels and new bearings. We'd just like to show you guys a difference of the wheels. Look at the difference. Look at the color difference. And there's like gashes taken out of the side of this one, and this one here is all brand new and nice and pretty. Very important we don't lose any screws or nuts. That'll slow the process down. And now we got both wheels off. Now, since I'm gonna replace both wheels and the bearings, I don't need to pull these out, so we're just gonna set these over to the side here, and we're gonna pull out a new wheel. We have both wheels here. And we also have the boosted bearing kit. Now, I must point out, in this video, I have to point this out, that when you order these from the Boosted website, the rear wheels come with bearings already installed. Okay? So I don't need the back bearings. Alright? Meaning that I could have just bought these wheels, and I could have just used 4 more bearings from another brand for the front 2 wheels, but instead I didn't know, so I got the boosted bearing kit, and I believe this is like $50, and I only need to use 4 of these for the front, and then these other 4 I don't need them. So that is something that I would love to point out to you guys. And I see that this one has extra washers inside too. So I'm just gonna pull out 4 of the bearings here. And to install the bearings, you wanna put them in, and then just put them over the edge of the truck like so. And you wanna push down.
Now I've just put one bearing in each wheel. Now, very important, don't forget to put your spacer in there. You want to just put that in there like so, and then you want to put this in. Sometimes it can be easier when you push the wheel on to put the bearing in and then put the spacer and then push it over, and then that way when you push, the spacer will be in there. Alright, got this wheel complete, so let's go ahead and put the nut back on. Nice smooth wheel. Now let's work on the opposite side. Don't forget to put your washer. Then you want to add the bearing. Then you want to add the spacer. Then you want to add the wheel with one bearing already installed. Or this is what I did. Then you want to push down on this. Okay, now once you got the wheels, you should have some nice flowing wheels like so. These are already flowing better than my other wheels. Let's put the nut and the washer back on. Alright, we're ready to ride. We're looking good on the front. Since we're already on the front, let's go ahead and switch out the bushings because I wanted to switch out the bushings here. If I can keep my skate tool in my hand. These are the bushings here. I'm gonna put some new ones on there. Now it's time to just remove all the old bushing parts. So we're gonna have to remove this little cap thing that's down here where the truck sits into. And this little cap makes a lot of squeaking sound when I ride. So when we replace it, it'll cut down a lot of that squeaking sound. Well, it should cut down all the squeaking sound actually. But first we gotta pull the old one out because it's stuck down in here. Alright, since we're finished up with the front, the only thing left on the front we have to do is replace the hardware screws. And we're gonna hold off on those. We're gonna wait till we replace the grip tape before we do these screws, because during the whole new grip taping process, that's the best time to replace these screws. And let's work on the back wheels, the skid plates, the belts. Let's work on all the back portion here. Now to take the rear wheels off, we're gonna have to take the belt off. So let's get ready. Let's take the belt off. So we're gonna have to take these mounts off. You can also replace these screws as well. Alright, we got one mount here coming off. Put that off to the side, and now we can untighten the belt and see if the belt will come off. If not, we can unloosen the motors. Maybe this belt will come off. I got a feeling this belt will come off, and I'll show you guys why in a second. Yeah, it's coming off. Okay, let's see. Washer. Wheel. Wow, look at this. I'll do a compare in a second. We have another washer here. Then we have the belt. Now this belt is actually okay. Yeah, I put this belt on about 5 days ago, so this belt's okay. But what I would really love to show you guys here is the comparison in the back wheels. Now the front wheels, there's a big difference. There's a lot more chunks missing out of the front wheels, but these rear wheels, they really take a massive beating because they're the wheels that is pushing the board. One problem I was having, and I actually thought something was wrong with the motors. I thought the motors were moving, was I would put a new belt on the board and I would notice that it would slip. And I'm trying to figure out, like, why is the belt slipping? So, of course, what do? I try to tighten the belt. Well, I would have the belt extremely tight and then the belt is still slipping. And then I figured out, hey, maybe it's not the belt, maybe it's not the motor, maybe the motor is not moving. Maybe it's the wheel, okay? And let's see if I can get really close up to show you guys this. As you guys can see the teeth on this one, the teeth is a lot sharper on this one, okay? Now this is a new wheel. And look at the difference in the teeth. So with the new wheel versus the old wheel, the teeth takes up more space. Now on a new wheel, the teeth takes up more space, unlike an old wheel. So that's why I kept having all the slipping problem. It wasn't because of the motors, it was because the teeth on here were just worn out and it's just time for new wheels. So yeah, there we have it. So I won't have this problem with the new wheels. And I mean, these things don't last forever. I mean, 3,000 miles on these wheels are ridiculous. That's from California to New York, for crying out loud. And also there's a massive difference in the wheel size. Let's see if I can show you the top here. Now since we got the wheels off, next I guess we can go ahead and replace the skid plates. There's a couple screws we'll have to get to remove the skid plates. Now to remove the skid plates, we gotta just remove this 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and take these off. Just come off like so. And here we go. Now here we go, we have the old skid plate. Now I want to compare this to a new skid plate over here in the box. Okay, side by side comparison here. New one versus the old one. As you can tell, the old one is a little bit more slimmer than the new one. It's been used. So let's go ahead and install this new one really fast. And since Boosted was nice enough to give us new screws, we'll just go ahead and use these new screws. There's absolutely nothing wrong with these old screws except for they're a little dusty and a little dirty on one side. Let's just go ahead and use the new ones. I want to show a different angle of the difference between the new skid plates. What you do on one side, you must do on the other. So on the other side, I want to remove the wheel here. I'm going to repeat the same process on the opposite side. Okay, just took this skid plate off, and this one was pretty bad. The inside was tearing on the inside. Now the skid plates protect this metal piece underneath, and I guess I still had a lot of room before that metal piece was exposed. But also the skid plates help protect your belts. If you have big skid plates, it'll keep the belts a little bit higher from hitting the stuff that you run over in the street. We're gonna replace this new skid plate here. We will have fresh skid plates on the boosters. Now it's time to put the wheels back on. I'm gonna undo the motors really fast so we can put the belts on easier. Now we got the motors loose enough to slide, and we're gonna take a fresh new wheel. All right, now just grab a wheel, and then I'm gonna grab a fresh pack of belts. Okay, and just put these on right here. Put the belt around the wheel, and then oh yeah, also don't forget our spacers here. And there's a few spacers in here. You want to put one over here, and then you also want to put a, this is a large washer. You want to put the large washer around too. And then from there, you can install your wheel on, and you want to get it around the motor. Wow, this looks brand new. It looks like a brand new boosted board, like right here with the wheel, the skid plate, the belt. This all looks beautiful. Then we want to get ready to tighten the motor. This is not my favorite part of doing the maintenance, but let's go ahead and get it over with. This is definitely not my favorite part of the repair because I have to stick this in here and then tighten the motor at the same time. It can be a little tricky. Okay, that's decent tension there. I got some new screws. I'm just gonna go ahead and use these new screws just because they gave them to me. You gotta tighten the belt, and to tighten the belt, you gotta undo the motors. You gotta put the belt in, and then you have to stick something in here to pull the motor back, and then you have to tighten it at the same time. So it can be a little tricky. It'll take a second, but you can get the hang of it. All right. As long as you get one really tightened, oh, that's a good tension too for the belts. As long as you get one tight enough, you can get them all pretty tight. Okay, we got a new wheel there, new belt, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the mount back on, and we will have one wheel down. One wheel, one belt, one everything. I got some new screws here that come with the boosted belt. So I'm gonna go ahead and install these new screws. I like new screws. If you're gonna give me new screws, I'll definitely use them. A lot of these screws will strip over time, especially the screws. These screws here will definitely strip because after you replace your belts a few times, you know, you're taking them on and off and on and off, and yeah, they don't last forever. Okay, now the same thing on the other side. We're gonna have to undo the motors real fast, slot the motor up a little bit. slide it on like so, but make sure the wheel goes around the motor. Now it's time to pull the motors back. What you want to do, you want to line the motors up so that way your motors are, you know, when you accelerate, you know, both motors are taking off at the same time. Now it's time to put the motor plate back on. So I'm just gonna put this on just like so. Here, I'm gonna pull this one out, and then I'm gonna put one of these in. And then for the top, we'll use one of the older ones. I'm just experimenting with this. You don't have to do this at all. You can replace them both if you would like, but I just wanna try out see how tight they are. Now we're just checking things off the list. So we got the wheels knocked out with belts, with bushings, with skid plates. Now there's two things left we gotta do. We have to switch the, there goes my little pad here. We have to switch the grip tape. Now the grip tape may be a little tricky to take off, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and peel the grip tape off, and then we will take the trucks off. And that way we could install the trucks back onto the new grip tape, and then we can smooth it out. But we're gonna get rid of the little boosted label right here. We're gonna replace it with some black grip tape. Oh yeah, this is nice. So much better than the boosted. Yes, it's long enough to cover the deck, so we're all good. We're in business. Now it's time to start this long task of removing the grip tape. So I'm just going to find a little area, and I'm going to slowly try to make this area bigger, and maybe we can pull it all off in one piece. Look at this. There's the grip tape. Alright, got the truck off the front side, and there's the riser pad. And now, since we removed the trucks, both trucks, and it's time to install the grip tape. But we're just gonna make it simple today. Now guys, you just want to slowly work on the grip tape and just make sure you don't get any air bubbles. You don't have to use a wheel. This wheel was sitting right next here, so I thought, hey, let's just use the wheel to flatten it out. But I think the wheel works a little bit better actually. You just roll it straight up just like so. I can take the majority of this off now. There's no bubbles in here. And now you want to go over the edges. Usually you do this with a wrench, but I don't have a wrench, or I have this little metal Allen key, so I'm going to go around. So you'll just start here. And you just want to just take your razor blade and you can either go up or down. I'm just going to go up. And then you just take it all the way around. Work all the way around. Whee, that was easy. That was fast. Now it's time to install the rest of the hardware, and then we will call it a day. We'll be done with this board. Alright, just finished the back, and now we need to work on the front side. Now it's my favorite time. Look for the holes. The easiest way is to actually hook it to the other side. But I just don't like doing that because it raises it up, but this is the easiest way. Front trucks are a little bit easier to put on because there's less wiring underneath. Back trucks, there's you know, the wires and stuff like that. You kind of have to fish around. All right, I'm getting excited. I'm tightening the last screw, and this means that the board is almost done. I can't wait to ride this. It's gonna have a completely different feeling. Having new grip tape and better wheels and new bearings, and oh, it's gonna be a beauty to ride. Can't wait to go out and test it out. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the finished product. Boosted board is all ready to go. I'm loving this. I can't wait to ride this. If you guys are looking to do the same thing to your boosted board, I wouldn't recommend waiting 3,000 miles. Maybe you want to do it a little bit sooner. But I will leave links in the description below to the things that I bought, and that way you can see the prices, and you know, you can buy some of these things if you need to replace items on your BB. But for now, yo, thanks a lot for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace out, yo.